Hello everybody. I'm so glad that y'all are joining me. I am Aubrey. I am a mom of 7 here at what we like to call the Rod Squad. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining. I am wanting to just share with you guys today some newborn essentials, things that I think make that newborn phase a lot easier for both mama and baby. And as always, we are truly the real life over here. There is very rarely a moment that it is completely silent in my house. And so just bear with me as we continue. So we're just gonna start with some of my personal favorites. All right. My favorites number 1, 2, and 3 are kind of in the same category, so we're gonna cover them really quickly here. And it has to do with the clothing of your baby. Okay, number 1 is zipper pajamas. Zip and zip. Okay, I know there's so many cute little onesie PJs out there, but I'm just telling you, in the middle of the night, those buttons are terrible. Trust me, sleep deprivation and matching buttons do not go hand in hand. So I definitely recommend zipper PJs. Zippers, zippers, zippers all the way. Okay, so number 2, having to do with clothing is if you're gonna get these cute little onesies, the newborn ones are excellent that have this nifty little flap that goes over your baby's little hands, because babies have no control over their limbs. So they just like go at their face and they can very easily scratch the little face. And what's crazy is that when babies are born, many times when they come out, their fingernails are actually still attached a little bit to their actual skin. So it's actually, I don't really ever clip my baby's nails very early in their life. My midwife actually, probably a little controversial, who knows, she actually recommends like biting the nails off just a little bit for the first couple weeks, because their nails are so soft that it's really easy to clip their skin on accident and not even know it. And so obviously you can wash your baby's hands after if you're like, ooh, that's germy or whatever. But if you don't even want to mess with it at all, just get some of these excellent onesies that can flip over their hand, okay? And if you are having a baby in the summer or you live in a hot climate, you may think like, my baby can't wear long sleeves, but honestly, your AC is probably gonna be cool enough where they're not gonna overheat. You can leave their little legs uncovered if it's too hot, but just get those hands covered, because those little mittens, they just fall off all over the place. And the last thing you need to be worrying about is a brand new mom who has just had a baby and is going through postpartum recovery is searching in the laundry endlessly for tiny little baby mittens. So do yourself a favor and get the onesies that cover up their hands. All right, I am very excited to show you the next thing, okay? This is one of my favorite things that I've ever found. I found this with baby number 2, and all my babies loved it except for baby number 7. So again, these are recommendations, but all babies are different. So, but you know, 5 of mine loved it. 1, I didn't know about it. The other one hated it. You never can tell. It is called a woombie. You heard me right, like in the womb, a woombie. Now, you have probably seen a lot of swaddlers, the ones with the little Velcro that go across their chest, but my babies would get out of that. I'd always say they were like little Houdinis, because I would walk into the bassinet, they'd be awake, scratching their face with their arms, like coming out of all the weird little openings of this Velcro vest thing. So this is called a woombie. It's supposed to simulate the feeling of them being in your actual womb, because the other ones are also very rigid. They have absolutely no movement going on in the actual swaddlers. Whereas the woombie, you unzip it, you place your tiny baby inside. Obviously they're laying down when you do this, and then you just zip them up. Now, because it is knit material, it stretches and stretches. So your baby can still move around, they can move their legs, they can move their arms, but it has that restriction still where they have that reflex mechanism that wakes them up that they can't control, and they also, again, scratch their face. So this is really gonna help so much with sleeping, or at least it has a great potential to, because again, my 7th baby hated it from day one. I tried to get him to sleep in this and he never cared to. My others, however, wanted to sleep in this for way too long, and they were outgrowing it and they still really wanted their Woombie. But I love them, again, because you don't have to worry about Velcro, and as you wash them, the Velcro runs out. Like, I've been there, I've done that, tossed them. Woombie is my favorite. So pack up, get a pack. I'll link some I will link some Amazon links in the bottom of where you can buy these. They're really not too expensive, so even if your baby hates them, pass them along to another mom that you know, and maybe she can get some great benefit out of them. But a Woombie, I absolutely love it. All right, we are gonna move into newborn essentials 4, 5, and 6, because again, they're kind of in the same category, but just my 3 favorite things when it comes to all the stuff that's gonna be coming out of your baby, whether it's poo from the end or spit up from the top. I love these burp cloths here. They're like mousseline, they're pretty big. They'll cover, a good portion of your shoulder. Now, warning, babies have a wonderful tendency to know exactly where this burp cloth is and to just move their head slightly off of it to, get spit up going all the places you don't want it to go. But ideally, this one does cover a good amount of space, and because of this material, it's very absorbent. I've had some burp cloths in the past, and literally the spit up just like rolls off of it like water rolling off the back of a duck, and nobody wants that. So we want something that'll actually absorb the spit up that is coming out of their mouth, and this mousseline burp cloth is excellent for that. So moving on, for the baby's sake, if they are spit uppers, or if they have a lot of slobber, what happens is the whole collar of their shirt gets all soggy and nasty, and then honestly they can develop a little rash, like a little red spot on their chest, because baby's skin is super delicate. So what I discovered a couple babies ago are these little handkerchief bibs. Not only are they adorable, but they are also very thick and absorbent. And I don't know if you can see, they have this little lip here, so it really kind of rests like on their chin and prevents, like, you don't want spit up getting in their like neck creases, because chubby babies are adorable, but they're also really hard to clean. Okay, so these little handkerchief bibs are excellent for keeping your baby's shirt dry from all of their spit up. And finally are just your good old receiving blankets. Nothing fancy here, just the cheap whatever version of receiving blankets. I can use these for endless things. If I have ran out of burp cloths, throw this over your shoulder. If you want to change your baby's diaper somewhere that there's not a changing table, which side note, I don't even use a baby changing table anymore. So if you don't have space for one, you definitely don't need it. All right, I just changed my baby's diaper on my bed. You can just lay this out, bam, there you go, instant changing station. And if anything gets on it, not too bad, just throw it in the washer. Again, they're super cheap, very affordable, so you can get plenty of these, stock up on them, use them for endless things throughout your newborn phase. All right, we are going to move into some of like the care issues when it comes to if your baby is not feeling 100%, okay? And I really don't have a whole lot for this option because there's also a lot of other things going on. Like if they're always having too much like painful spit up or indigestion and things like that, it could be something in your diet if you're a breastfeeding mom, or if you're giving them formula, it might be something in that particular formula. So I am not one to necessarily want to just treat symptoms. I always want to find the root of that. So that's kind of a whole separate issue. But if they're just having little bits of tummy trouble, I love and use, doTERRA has a special line just for kids, and it's called Tamer, and it's the digestive blend, and it's really mild. It is pre-diluted, and if your baby, you think they have like like gas or indigestion or anything like that. You could rub it on their chest if they're spitting up a lot. You could rub it on their tummy. If you think that they have bubbles in their belly, you can rub it on their feet. It's excellent and safe. And then lastly, for fussy babies that maybe just need to calm down, maybe they overworked themselves crying, they also have this excellent blend called Calmer, and it smells heavenly. If you watch my essential oils in labor and delivery video, then you will know that I love Serenity, and it's very similar to that, just in a kid form. And finally, when your kid gets boogers, this will happen at some point. I'm gonna show you something, and some people think it's just the worst, nastiest thing in the world, but it is wonderful. And it is called a nose Frida, okay? What you do is you put this little guy in your baby's nose, you put the red cap in your mouth, and you suck out their boogers. Now don't worry, the boogers come nowhere close to your mouth, okay? It even has this little filter inside. No germs are getting up to your mouth. It's completely safe. And actually, some people who think like, ooh, gross, that's not hygienic at all. If you get one of those little squeezy syringe bulbs that like hospitals give you, or you can buy at the drugstore, you know what I'm talking about, like it's a bulb with a little poker. If you get one of those, look this up. If you get one of those and you cut it open, so much mold and nastiness can grow in that bulb, and there's no way of cleaning it out. So this you can easily sterilize. I love microwavable like sterilizing bags. It's really easy to clean. These filters are really cheap, and you can just switch them out every time you're using it. I have been using this now on 5 or 6 kids, and it's just wonderful. It really is able to get so much nastiness out of their nose because they're too little. They can't blow their nose. They don't know how to get it out. So we've got to be the moms, and we got to get it out for them. And gross, but it's really not too bad. All right, the nose Frida, it's awesome. Next, I want to talk to you guys about the more big ticket items, which honestly all have to do with where in the world do we put this baby when we can't carry them around. We've got swings, we've got bouncers, we've got jumpers, we've got bumbos, we've got bassinets, we've got co-sleepers, we've got baby wearer thingies, we've got dockatots. Like, there's so much out there. And honestly, I think this is one of the hardest things to recommend because every baby is different and every family is different. So honestly, what I encourage you to do is to assess your family's needs. If you have a very small space, it is probably not prudent of you to get all of those things. If you are in an area where you have plenty of finances and plenty of space, maybe get a couple of those things. But again, your baby may love it, your baby may hate it. So one thing I do recommend is to reach out to the mommy community that you do have around you. Because if there's a mom nearby that you're friends with that is 6 or 9 months ahead of you in their mother journey, more than likely their baby is going to be outgrowing many of those things. If you don't have a mommy friend in that position, check out some of the resale shops, whether it's thrift stores or whether it's your local buy and sell groups like on Facebook or OfferUp, things like that. Because again, these items are used for such a very short period of time that you can often find them in excellent condition for a fraction of the cost. So that's just a quick little budget friendly tip there. But you know, they don't use those things for very long because they're growing so fast. By the time they're 1 year old, all of those things are obsolete. So you don't want to spend too much money in those things, especially when you don't really know if your baby, if they're gonna like the swing, are they gonna like the bouncer, are they gonna like the bassinet, are they gonna want the co-sleeper, like what is your baby gonna like? You don't know until you meet them and you figure that out. One thing I do love that all of my babies have enjoyed is one of the baby carriers. It's more of a wrap. It's called a baby Catan, and I would show it to you, but it is in my husband's van and he is at work. so I can't get it out and show it to you. But it is excellent because it's a very soft material. There's lots of different ways that you can wear babies in the baby katan, and it is also specifically made to where you can wear infants. Some other baby carriers, you're not supposed to put actual brand new newborns in, or some of them have additional inserts and things like that that you can use. But I have used a lot of different baby carriers. I have several that I use for different stages of development. But for brand new babies, the baby katan is excellent. They can lay sideways like they're sleeping. They can hear your heartbeat. And it's a wonderful way to be hands-free, but to still be able to do some things around your house. So I hope that was helpful when it comes to those bigger ticket items. There's a lot of them. So have your conversation with your family, choose what's best for you, reach out to those around you, and try to test some of those things out at as small of a cost as possible. All right, lastly, we are gonna start talking about if you are a breastfeeding, nursing mom. These are really more essentials for you, but if you're happy, the baby is gonna be a lot more happy, okay? So you're gonna definitely want some support, but I honestly don't like too much. So there's this wonderful, it's my most favorite of all the ones I've tried over years and years and years of breastfeeding a baby. I found this excellent nursing bra from Target. And again, I will link that below. And it is a sleeping bra, but I wear it all the time. It is very comfortable. It gives support, but not too much. It's really easily to access the milk area, and I just love them. The only other one that I really do love, it's not even a nursing bra, but honestly, you don't have to have a nursing bra or a nursing tank. All those things are great and fine. I'm not against them, but they do get pricey, and it's for such a short time of your life that sometimes the price is unnecessary. So I love, it's called a Kubi. Instead of booby, it's a Kubi. It's a Kubi bra. And these are just regular everyday bras. And they are wonderful because they do give support, but they don't have underwire, which is, again, I can go into that a lot more detail on maybe another video, but there are issues with underwire and different problems it can cause for us women. So I just try to stay away from any bra that has underwire whatsoever. So if you're wanting a bra that will help you with nursing and will extend into the rest of your life, a Kubi bra is a great way to go. Next, what you're gonna wanna have, and I like to keep them in a cute little basket, is nursing pads. Now I keep both the disposable ones as well as the super cute Bambooby the ones that you can wash over and over. Reusable, thank you. Thanks for helping me out, guys. All right, these are super fun. They have the heart ones, the Bambooby heart ones are the ones for like regular leakage. They do have overnight ones, which are circles, but I really prefer the hearts. Now, the reason I have two, the reason I keep both is because earlier on, you are still getting accustomed to how much your baby is going to eat. So sometimes these just don't quite cut it, and you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night with a wet bed and a wet shirt because your milk let down and destroyed your sheets. You definitely don't want company to come over to see your cute new baby and have leakage and it go all over your shirt. So sometimes these are, I don't find that they are quite sufficient for like really early on in nursing when there's a lot more milk coming out because my body is still getting regulated. So I do like to keep the disposable ones. And you may think to yourself that you don't need a whole lot of these, but I would recommend at least getting a box of 200 because you're using them 2 at a time and they fill up sometimes rather quickly. So you may go through 6 or 8 a day in the first couple weeks as your body, again, is regulating to how much does your baby actually need to eat. And with that, we're gonna talk about milk storage bags and, drum roll please, my very favorite product that I can't believe I did not find out about, guys, until baby number 7. Didn't even know it existed. And it was a game changer, guys, and it is called the Haka. All right, this is an amazing little contraption, and it is not your traditional manual pump. Basically, its purpose is to collect milk from one side as you're feeding the baby on the other side. Because although these are great, it is also really sad to think about how much of your milk is just going into a pad that you're gonna throw in the trash can. That stuff is liquid gold, you guys. You wanna preserve every drop. And so this thing is amazing. It also prevented me from getting any form of engorgement or anything like that. Like, it was just wonderful. Because sometimes as a tiny, tiny newborn, your baby may eat on one side and they for real, like, fall asleep. And if you know anything about babies, is when they are asleep, there's like nothing you can do in the world to wake them up. We like raise their arms, we make them do a little dance. The kids are loud all around, like you're doing everything and this baby is out. And so sometimes your other side is suffering. So this thing right here is a lifesaver. It's really easy. You just flip it like this, you put it on and you undo it. And the suction of it, it's like a little suction cup. The suction cup is what actually draws out the milk. So it doesn't just get the foremilk, which is mostly just the liquid part of your milk, but because it does have that suction to it, it's also getting hind milk. So it is still good milk to store for later if you're trying to get a stockpile. What I actually did was feed my toddler the extra milk because my baby just nurses. I didn't have a use for the milk, but I just gave it to the next youngest child because I don't want to waste it. So there you go. Those are my top mommy essentials for a newborn. I hope that was helpful. If you have some favorites that I didn't mention, make sure and comment below how they helped you. And if you have any further questions, I would love to know and possibly answer them in the future. Thanks again for watching, and y'all have a great day.